ABS-CBN Publishing launches Property Report, which features high-end and luxury properties across Southeast Asia. Industry insiders will also bring the best of Philippine real estate to the world stage as they toast the best developers in the country later this year. Now, here to tell us about Property Report and Philippines Property Awards 2014 are Jules Kay, the publisher of Property Report and Helm Lifestyle magazine, and Terry Blackburn, the CEO of Ensign Media, the magazine's publisher. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming back here. We were here last year talking about the first time the Philippines Property Awards was going to be held. That's right?
Yeah. We had a very
but here we're going to start off by talking about Property Report. Now, what is a Property Report about?
Right. Property Report is a regional luxury real estate magazine. We've been publishing it now for 10 years, in fact, around the region. Started in Thailand. We're about to celebrate our 10th anniversary birthday issue.
Hey, happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, it covers every market in the region, including the most interesting emerging markets, one of which is the Philippines, obviously. In the last couple of years, the real estate market here has exploded, and it's become a very interesting topic for us to cover in the magazine. And
we've caught your attention, and that's why I was going to ask you, if you've been publishing it for 10 years, why only release it in the Philippines now?
Well, we've been covering the Philippines quite a lot over the last few years. We've always had regular features on it, but last year I met with March Ventosa of API, initially to talk about a media partnership for the awards, and then we realised we had lots of good synergies between the two companies, and came to a deal whereby API will represent us and be our publishing partner in the Philippines. So we think they're a great brand partner for us. They align very well with our brand values. They're the top luxury magazine publisher in the Philippines, and hopefully we can help complement them and work with them to help give them a bit more regional exposure, and property developers here regional exposure throughout the region. And yeah, we just think that you guys were
okay, sounds good, but I want to ask you guys about your views on the real estate industry here in the country. You have said it was an emerging market, a booming industry here in the country, but what are the nice factors here in the country?
Well, I think basically you've got essentially two main strands here. You've got a very strong domestic market for real estate, because you have a growing middle class, you have a growing wealthy class in the Philippines, because your economy has been doing very well. So the domestic real estate market has been growing at quite a high percentage over the last couple of years. And then you have this added factor, which many other countries in the region don't have, is your overseas Filipino population.
That's right.
And their remittances back here. And a lot of those remittances go into real estate investment, because it's a solid investment, it's a lasting bricks and mortar investment. And that's driven the market as well. So you have a double-stranded investment, which helps the market grow.
And that's something very unique, as you mentioned. I know a lot of people who are working in different countries who are sending their money here, but not just giving it to families. It's more of an investment in investing in real estate property, planning for their retirement when they come back home in the country after they work in other countries.
Yeah, the quality of the developments here becoming world class. If you see the kind of things that are going on in...
I was going to ask you about that comparatively. How are we doing with quality as compared to our Asian neighbors?
Well, excellent. If you look at something like the Zulig building, which was an award winner at the Philippines Property Awards last year for Best Commercial Property in the Office category, that was, that stands up in terms of quality. It's a match for anything in Asia, and probably a match for anything worldwide. It's got excellent architecture, really good build quality, very good functionality, great location, and also did very well at the Southeast Asia Property Awards, which held in Singapore, where it was highly commended.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, the Philippines in some ways is ahead of some of the other emerging markets in terms of real estate development. You have a lot of projects here, for example, that have built-in environmental features.
We are starting that, right?
And it's something that has taken a long time to actually take hold in Southeast Asia. And the Philippines, in many ways, is leading the way with that. Some of your projects are ahead of those in, say, Thailand, Malaysia, in terms of that. Singapore is perhaps the biggest market for that kind of development, because they have very strong regulations, but certainly the Philippines is not far behind them.
Okay, for this year, well, you've mentioned a winner from last year's awards. Well, what can we expect in this year's property awards?
Well, we've expanded it slightly. So last year we had 18 awards. This year we're awarding 23. So
Additional categories?
We've kind of focused in on very key categories in terms of the luxury sector, mid-range as well. So we're awarding luxury and mid-range in Manila and affordable. So 3 different categories for 3 different kinds of condos that you'll find here. We are exploring new areas like Davao to see if we can get some decent entries there. A couple more categories in Cebu. We've expanded that. So yeah, we're trying to be as nationwide as possible whilst accepting that most of the development for now is going on in Manila.
Okay, let's go back to the magazine. When is it going to be launched? It's already available in the market?
It should be available for sale in all good bookstores around the Philippines from our April issue, which is also our 10th anniversary issue. It's a great issue to start with.
And the launch of the Philippines Property Awards is going to be held today, is that correct?
Yeah, it's going to be held today. Also here.
Right here. Upstairs.
That's right.
And nominations are open right now for the awards, so any members of the public, anybody that's watching that wants to nominate can go to asiapropertyawards.com and just follow the links to nominate their favourite properties from around the country.
And the awards are going to be held?
They're going to be held at the Raffles Fairmont Makati on the 29th of July is the actual ceremony.
Okay. Terry Blackburn and Jules Kay, thank you very much for joining us again
Thanks.
here.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.